Hey, everybody. I want to talk about something that I wasn't expecting to talk about today, and that is a new de-esser. These are tools that we think, well, we've got as many de-essers as the market could possibly need. I've got one that comes with Logic. I've got probably one that I picked up from Waves at some point. It's like I've got de-essers out the wazoo. But then comes along the Pure DS from Sonible. And while this is not a sponsored video, while this is something I wasn't expecting, it is something that I have actually been looking for. Now, they came out with a smart de-esser like not too long ago, but this is something that's different. This is an AI-based tool. It's using some version of what they're calling AI to do an analysis of your voice or any source that you want to de-ess. And then it intelligently is able to work on it without some of the really standard artifacts that come from de-essing. Things like sounding over compressed or dynamics limited. There are so many things that de-essers sometimes do, and this becomes one of the first ones that I feel like is not only easy to use and easy to achieve the goal you have, but it just plops right in and works. That is my favorite part about this. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit. And I also want to talk about one of their other tools. Sonible is actually becoming one of my go-to companies for cool plugins. I did a video about a year and a half ago about their smart EQ. That system, by the way, still is unmatched. I don't use it on every project, but I find myself using it more and more in different places. Today, I've got a project up that's kind of an older project for me. I actually really finished the tracking and the basic mix before I was even aware of Sonible. And this came to mind as a track that I really wanted to try the Pure DS on. And that's because anytime I've played this track for somebody, they say, have you thought about using a de-esser on the voice? It just so happens that my voice in particular, with this microphone that I use quite a bit, I'm not even sure I was using this mic on the song, but I tend to have a lot of S sounds. I'm a S-y kind of person. The way I talk, the way I pronunciate, the way I sing, the way I record, all of those factors together, I end up having some issues. And then I tend to layer my vocals. This song has 4 most of the time, but I have ones that have, twice as many vocals as that. And so because of that buildup, I tend to have a lot of issues. And I hate de-essers. I think that they're all pretty just archaic in their design. It's just like compression at a certain frequency range, or at best a dynamic EQ. And I just haven't got great results. I've had other tools that I've used. Soothe, too, is really great for that. It actually works. And they have another tool from Oak Sound that does a lot with this and some of the sounds that my mouth makes. But even that, I felt like doesn't quite just have the simplistic approach that I'm looking for. Enter the Pure DS. This is brand new today. You can see the link in the description. Just takes you to their website. I don't do affiliate things with anybody. So if you want to go check it out, that's a safe link to click, and it'll take you to their page and you can learn more about it. You can even get a trial, which is kind of cool. I love companies that want to put things in your hands to test them out to see if they're good before you have to buy them. I think that's really smart. But I'm going to let you hear a little bit of this today. There's the best part being the simplistic approach here. You analyze your voice, you put this on the track, you hit this button, and you play the track you want this to work on. It'll do an analysis. It'll stop when it gets enough. And then we have the amount with this suppression in the middle down here. We have sharp, or the color, right now set to sharp. But we have a few different options: soft, balanced, or sharp. And I put my lead vocal through the sharp, and I put the backing vocals and harmonies through the soft. And then we have a shaping amount that says how much we're going to do with the color setting. We can listen just to the sibilants. We can bypass We have a few settings, but nothing that really is going to change much. And then that's it. That's the best part, right? The interface is nice. It's showing us when it's working to make sure that that's the case. Let me play just a little bit with all of these tracks. It's all turned on right now. I will turn them off in a second, but let me play it once with them on. And now I know that I might actually have to remix a little bit of the vocal now that some of the sibilance is gone. It's not quite cutting through the same, but the problem was it was cutting through too much in order to get it to sit in the mix right. With the S's under control, it actually now is going to fit a little bit differently in the mix, and that's a good thing. Let's turn off all 4 of these, the pure de-essers. I'm going to play from the same spot. And now I know that this is real enough for me. But is this real enough for you? And then I'll turn it back on one more time so you can hear again the after. That only change is that these are on or off. And now I know that this is real enough for me. But is this real? I mean, it's still there. The voice still sounds pretty much the same, just some of that obnoxious S sounds are under more control, but in one of the most natural ways I've ever heard. By the way, if you like what this is doing, another product that I've really gotten into recently, it doesn't work as well with Logic because of the ARA fiasco that's happening with Logic. But I can use it as a standalone tool, and that's Prime Vocal. This is one of their other tools where you can take your vocal, dump it in here. It does noise reduction, room reduction, vocal cleanup, spectral balance, and dynamics. Part of that is this deess function. And so if you're like, you know what, I really think that that's a tool that I'm interested in terms of the deesser, the pure deesser, then this is another one that you should be highly interested in. Because it can take vocals and speech recorded in less than ideal circumstances and actually bring it up to closer to a professional expectation. This is a tool that I have recommended to some of my students who maybe recorded like an amazing vocal take in their closet at home, but it sounds like a closet, and they were able to put this their vocal through this processor and actually make it sound like it was recorded in one of our nice studios on campus. Do I think that this should be our go-to tool? I don't know. I think that sometimes we have to make music in the places where we have the opportunity to. Not everybody has access to really amazing studios. Not everybody has access to the best microphones or super quiet signal chains. And yet they have a lot of musical things to say. This could be a great tool for somebody in that situation. And as they expand and earn money and can get better equipment, maybe they'll need this less and less and less. And so I don't think that it should be your standard operating procedure for the rest of your life to record in a crappy sounding closet. Of course not. But this is like a great example of a way that AI featured or focused tools are leaning, things that have, machine learning and really powerful analytic tools, and then they're able to adapt to the material you have, can be used to enhance the music. I think this is a perfect example for that. Back to the pure deess, I think it's a great tool. The last thing I'll say about this is it's only $29. I mean, this is an affordable thing you can add to your toolkit. It's amazing for what it does. It's better than any other deesser I've ever used. I love this thing, and I've only been using it now for an afternoon, but it's adding that right amount of control with transparency and simplicity. All of that bundled together makes this one of the biggest no-brainer things to purchase for your software platform. Again, not sponsored. They're not paying me to say anything about this. I'm just super passionate about the Sonible products. I love what they're doing, and I think I want more. I just want more. Okay, that's it. Talk to you later.